Hello, everybody, and welcome to a little bit of a post-mortem on the game, on the Imperator Rome 7th community multiplayer first session. How it went from my point of view, and maybe looking around the map and kind of recounting some of the stories that have been told about other areas on the map and how their games have went. So yeah, we're playing Frisia. We'll start with ourselves, of course. Our session went relatively smoothly. No real hitches other than apparently I can't host games anymore. The games say no, apparently. But things going relatively well from our point of view. Of course, stability. It's not great. It's not great. We can still attack people. Basically, what we can do is where is it? Influence, threaten war. We can threaten war for your thing and be like, yeah, give it, and he'll say no, and then we're at war with him. So we're not locked in on that front. That's still perfectly fine. Of course, the aggressive expansion, though, is significant. Very significant. So maybe gonna have to work on that for sure. But I'm reasonably pleased with how much we have managed to expand in this, early part of the game. Um, Managed to, well, we could have formed Saxony, but we didn't. We've moved our capital over to Deva, which is, precious metals on a farmland. There's a port. It's a pretty damn good capital location. The province is reasonably large as well in relation to the other options. It's quite nice. It's a good place. Decent spread of trade goods. It's okay. It'll certainly do the job, do the trick. Of course, we want to, in the next session, completely control all of Britain. Ideally, I'd be able to get all of Germania as well, maybe even Scandia, but that's less likely, I think. The biggest issue I have is the aggressive expansion. It's not coming down nearly as fast as I really need it to. We could swap on to, what is it called, appeasing stance, but honestly, until we get some technology, we're really not going to go anywhere fast. What the plan is, for my first few techs, of course, Fetialate, whatever that is, Fetialates, Divine Mandate, Equal Integration, Defending Liberty, like these four are going to be absolutely key to really managing this. If we'd started with one tech in each, we'd have already taken these initially. It's a shame that we can't get it. We had no ability, like the one time I didn't check it much, but the one time I did check about what administrators we could have as our religious fellas, we didn't have anyone with any of these traits. Now that I check now, we have Theodorand here that is obsessive, but literally there are no others, which is indeed an issue. It is painful, and we didn't get any breakthroughs whatsoever in the entirety of the first session, which sucks. It really does suck quite heavily. But it also is what it is, which is something we're going to have to work on. So the plan going forward, conquer all of this, and then start to civilize. At the moment, we're on negative 100% civilization, which, I mean, it's got good parts and it's got bad parts. The good part is we can rip our population up much easier. The bad part is we still can't do it. I don't actually have anyone that can. Oh, I'm at war, so I can't do it anyway. But the bad part is we need stability to be able to move our population, and, well, we've got 3, and we're losing a quarter of a stab hit per month. So, yeah, I'm not sure exactly how much of my population I'm going to be able to move around in that way. Something we're going to have to work on, I guess. We're also probably going to have some rebellion issues. Almost certainly. If we look at our province loyalty, literally everywhere is going down. It's probably going to be manageable-ish. And by that I mean we'll be able to deal with the rebellion before we move on to the next rebellion. But yeah, it's gonna be painful. It's definitely going to be painful. We're gonna have to just see what we can do. But yeah, other than that, we're gonna try and start centralizing. I wish to form England by the end of next session, which will turn it into a federated tribe. And then from there, we want to move on to becoming a monarchy, which is my preferred way of going about things. But yeah, that's enough about me for this part. Other nations, we got Bohemia next to us. He's relatively happy with us. He's peaceful. He's cool. He's not going to murder me, hopefully. And yeah, we're pretty happy with each other as allies. He's not had any wars. He's apparently gotten a deal with Tuscia, so there may not be a war there either. And things are going well. Baturgia, another player, didn't expand nearly as fast as I thought he was going to. He is brand new to multiplayer, so that may be why that is. We may see him expanding a bit faster in the future, in the next sessions, but so far it's been relatively sedate. We got Celtiberia, again, there was potential to expand a bit faster, but it's not slow, right? It's still reasonable. He's got a reasonable size, 111 territories. I'm at 136, so I don't know why I can talk. But yeah, he's getting there. He's also got more bloody pops than me. Germany, very ill-populated at this point. Yeah, so we've got that kind of going on there. The tribes are doing okay. Moving down to another tribe, one in North Africa, he is still at war with Sicily and Sicilia, and he's going to win. Like, I am full sure he's going to win. He's already sent this Sicilian army packing. He sends this Sicilian army packing, and if I was him, I would not accept any peace deal whatsoever. He has got enough troops to take on the rest of Sicilia. He can fully occupy Sicilia. Once he's done that, he can turn his entire attention into sieging this part of North Africa, and he can use the peace against Sicilia probably to take all of the, or a lot of Sicilia and Sicily. Right? If he doesn't take this in the peace deal, then he'd be a fool. If Sicily was to peace out separately and not give this, like if he peaced out to give this land, I could definitely see Gaetulia accepting that. But yeah, he definitely is going to be wanting that and all of this, right? North Africa has to be his. Sicily, I don't know what to say about him, right? He's definitely putting his finger in many pies in a very aggressive manner, right? Because, yeah, he went to war with Gaetulia and took North Africa. That's a statement. That is a statement of intent of, I am not going to be your friend ever. And he's going to get kicked out, hopefully. Hopefully from my fellow tribe's perspective, at least. He also tried going into Cyrenaica, and yeah, he was there until Terramu Republic kicked him out. So that's another statement of, I'm not your friend either. It's basically what I did as Phoenicia. I went in, I took Mesopotamia, basically saying to the Persian nations that I'm not your friend. It's the same thing. Can Sicily back it up with any power? It doesn't look like it. It really doesn't look like it. We'll see where he goes from here, but this is the entirety of the army that I see, and it's not enough. It is not enough. So we'll see where he goes from that. Tuscia really could and should, in my opinion, kick the shit out of Sicily now, ally with Gaetulia, and, you know, they draw a line in the sand, and, you know, it's a good deal. Moving on, we've got Thessaly. Again, another statement of intent moving into Anatolia, though he is also allied with Phrygia, so who knows on that one. Personally, if I was Thessaly, I would actually ally with Cilicia and then partition Phrygia. I'm not sure why that wasn't the case. That would be the play, in my opinion. But it seems that, yeah, didn't happen. Cilicia really is getting left out in the cold. He's also allied Phrygia, so I mean, what's he going to do here? He's going to get a lot of Pontus, and then where? Because that after he's taken Pontus, he's stuck between Seleucid player, Armenia player, and Terramu Republic player. Damascus, I imagine, is going to get eaten fairly quickly. Who knows what's going to happen, but I don't think Cilicia or Phrygia are going to be late game powers, let's put it that way. Botswana Kingdom, a lot of land to expand to in the north, but very limited in population. We could see him do very well, we also could see him kind of fall apart. We'll have to wait and see on that one. Moving on, Saluki Kingdom, reasonably easily consolidated the Mesopotamian region. Nothing too much really to speak about there. Terema Republic, again, consolidated the Egyptian region. He's got a fuck ton of pops, as you would expect. He also kicked Sicily out of Cyrenaica. And to the south, he did have another player in Moreau, but they weren't able to make it to the session, and Kush ate them. So if that player comes back, he will probably jump into Kush. If he does that, it'll be a day one declaration, I'm almost certain of it. Yamnat, another player doing well. There may be... yeah, there is an alliance between him and the Terema Republic, so they've probably got borders squared away, and yeah, that seems very reasonable. Farhad, decently sized power, he's doing alright. 2200 pops, I think that's the second most in the game so far. He wants to trade with us, and that is why we've got this army here. Will eventually make its way up and probably take one of these, maybe Padri or Jaxartes, just something with food, I guess, and colonize there, just so we have a border and we can trade. When I manage to get all of Germania, there is an awful lot of amber. More amber than there is anywhere else in the world. The only other sources of amber are here in Asismia, which I think Terema Republic said he wanted, which is scary, not gonna lie. And there's also some down here in India, but that's 3 sources versus, you know, 4 in one province. So you can see, yeah, you're pretty good on amber up in the north. So that's why I want that, and that's why he wants to trade with me. Other than that, Carmania also doing relatively well. They've got borders sorted out here, but I don't see Carmania as a late game power. Seleucids and Farhad and Yamnat really surrounding him. We'll see where it goes. But anyway, that is enough for that. That's all of the players and their stories that I know of out of the way. Next session, I want this. Ideally, I want this as well. I want this to go down. I want some technology. I'd like to start getting some cities up. I would like to spend money on these lovely new buildings called towns. I want to spam the crap out of towns because they're really, really good buildings. Added by the mod that we're playing, which you can find a link to that in the description. And I want to succeed. So, yeah, should be a good time. I'm going to go now and go play. So if you would like to watch this next session, it's currently being streamed right now on twitch.tv/LordLambert_. You can see it right there. Right there. Yeah, right there. You should come and watch. Hopefully it'll be a good session, and we'll see how we do. Thanks all for watching. Hope to see you on Twitch chat, and bye-bye.